Starting a small business is hard. You have to worry about the product, the marketing, the sales strategy, how you're going to process payments, and the worst thing is, all of those costs start to add up. Today we're going to look at the top 3 prints that you can do for your small business that will elevate your brand and save you some money. Plus I have some bonus ideas at the end. You've spent hours perfecting your brand, from thinking up a name to searching through hundreds of fonts and trying to figure out which one is the right one and what the difference between serif and sans fonts are. It turns out it's that little bit that sticks out at the end, but that's not important. What is important is that you want your brand to shine, but you realize that everything custom comes with a custom price tag. Everything from keychains to packaging to LED signs. This is where a 3D printer becomes your small business superpower, because with 3D printing, everything is custom and it doesn't cost extra. My friend recently started her own business, so today we're going to 3D print some materials for her, including a business card holder, some keychains with a twist, and another LED sign. Anyways, you came here for the prints, so let's get to it. First, the business card holder. This isn't just some normal business card holder. Think about something that elevates your brand or sticks out or is recognizable about what you do. For my friend, she is a personal trainer and nutrition coach, so to me, a dumbbell seemed like the perfect idea. I printed it out in 4 separate parts so that I could maximize the print quality on everything. We have the 2 weights as well as the handle and some pins to keep everything together, and so I could make sure that everything lined up just right, as well as some super glue, my nemesis it seems. We'll go ahead and add some super glue into it and the pegs, and obviously make sure that when you put this together, you line it up so that your brand is visible. I used Prusament Galaxy Silver for printing this, as well as Sunlu Matte PLA. The colors were as close as I could get to her brand colors. It's gonna be hard with PLA to get exactly what you're looking for, but things have come so far and there are so many different colors, you should be able to get something that's pretty close. Like I said, make sure that you line it all up, and then we're going to let it sit for a few moments to cure, and there you have it. A custom 3D printed business card holder that nobody else is going to have. An extra bonus tip is that when you're printing, use fuzzy skin, and it will add a little extra texture to it that'll make it so difficult for people to tell it's 3D printing. They have to basically be on top of it to be able to see the layer lines. Now, just think of how you could apply this for your small business. Whether it's a bowl of ramen holding your business cards, a pet store with your brand across the bone, or a barber shop with a barber pole in your name. There are so many great possibilities. And all of this came in at a whopping $3.73. Now, let's move on to those keychains. Just like with the business card holder, you can come up with a number of unique designs for this. I decided to go with something that was plain and basic because it's going to be a surprise for my friend and I didn't want to guess what she would like. So I went with a rounded rectangle and added her logo to it. This way her logo really shines and stands out. I've got 3 tips for making keychains look more professional. First, buy a keychain holder that has a jump loop. It may seem silly that you're buying something a little bit extra, but it's a lot easier to open up these jump loops and put them on than it is to get your fingernails in here every single time and try to get the piece in. Second, use a build plate with a 3D effect in it. It'll add a cool hologram to the back of it, which will also help to disguise some of the layer lines. And third, top it off with UV resin to really make them pop and look professional. Here's a side-by-side of one with resin and one without. All in, each keychain costs about 12 cents. Not too bad for a free giveaway that promotes your brand. Now, let's move on to that custom sign. In a previous video, I custom made one in Blender and it took a while. And then I thread lights through it, which took a while. Someone suggested that I try using Bamboo Labs Lightbox Maker, so I thought this time around I'd give it a shot. And I'm glad I did. It came out with 3 separate pieces, the front, the back, and even a nice little stand for it to sit on. My friend hasn't secured her space yet, so I thought that I would start with something small and then we can work our way up whenever the time comes. Now, let's put this together. Okay, so that took like no time at all, especially compared to my last one that I made. Let's go ahead and see. I did one band of LED lights through it. I think that's probably enough for the size of this, but we're gonna check before I cut the strip and can't go back. I also have a hole that I put in the back of it, which was part of the design that you could choose to do, as well as adding holes for mounting it, like hanging it if you wanted to, but I wanted this one to just a freestand. And that is actually it on the dimmest setting. If I crank it up, yeah, I think it's definitely bright enough. So now we're gonna go ahead and cut it off, unplug it first. Just make sure to cut where it says to cut. And here it is. This custom LED sign costs $16.16, including the LED lights. And you could probably find cheaper lights. These are just ones that I know work well and I like them. Now, for those bonus ideas that I promised you. First, try making some magnets. They're another inexpensive giveaway that show off your brand. All you have to do is buy some inexpensive magnets from Amazon, put the magnets inside of it mid-print, and then if you want to level it up, you can add some UV resin just like we did here. Easy. If you sell products, you can create custom hangers or price plates. It'll add a little something extra, and it saves you money from buying them. And if you want to customize your packaging, you can 3D print a stamp or a stencil with your logo. Just spray over it. If you're taking payment via Cash App or Venmo or Zelle or whatever, you can actually make custom payment stands with little NFC tags inside of them that people can tap their phone against, and that way they have a nice, easy way to pay you. There are just really so many possibilities, and everything can be customized. That's the beauty of 3D printing. If you already have a 3D printer, it's really time to put it to work, and if you don't, now you have an excuse to go out and buy one. I really recommend the Bamboo Lab A1 for somebody who's just starting out. It's inexpensive, it's reliable, it's pretty easy to use. If you want something that's a workhorse, I love my Prusa as well. Your choice. Links for the keychains, the UV resin, the LED lights, anything else that I used are available in the description below. And make sure to subscribe because this is just the start of the Print Alchemist.